Get started. I'm gonna get this on the way. So last match of the day actually. Round 5 is gonna be exciting. Argonautes on the attack, Odin's Legion on defense, like we talked about. We're expecting Flamers and Sicalian, so let's see what we're getting. Tons of maul, not that many. Look at the amount of muskets on Odin's Legion. That's insane.
1, 2.
I think we might be getting a wall defense.
6 musket, 1 longbow class.
Yep.
I mean, but Argonaut side has 2 longbows.
Yeah,
they are
well.
definitely They are really looking forward to take their specialist out, Odin's Legion specialist out.
Absolutely. And look at Odin's Legion. I'm pretty sure they're gonna go for the wall defense. I mean, only 2 units of Chevaliers, no Cav other than
We
that.
are seeing some Varangian guards actually, like 1, 2. We are some decent amount of Varangian guards from
Varangian and also Imperial Spear Guard. So pretty strong units to hold the siege towers.
This is what I told you. I mean, you leave the spear guards. The spear guards are very good at defending. They are very good at defending the wall. If you want to defend the wall,
and
definitely you should have that.
Take a look at Argonautes. They got a different lineup than most. Very little anti-cav. Only a few camels, a couple only 1 Fortuacho, and then tons of Crescent Monks and Imperial Shields. That's basically the combination that they want to use to, I guess, get the 8 point. I think Argonautes maybe outdrafted here if it's gonna go down to a defense. And look, triple javelins on Odin's Legion. So looks like Odin's Legion may be able to destroy a couple siege towers. So let's see which one they want to destroy.
I called it. And they will have the advantage of using shields on the wall before Argonauts try to climb the siege towers. Actually.
And we know that monks against shields not gonna go well for the monks.
Also another thing that I'm
very nervous for Argonautes, to be honest.
Same. I support them, but we'll see what they do. And I think I only saw 2 specialist players having the exact same units. They had Siphos and Coconuts. They had the same setup. 2 players had the same setup. So which means they will only have like 2 specialists.
Yeah, exactly. It's Wolf Silent, and then we have Excalibur on Argonaut
only they have Siphos. If they have a fast death for those specialists, it's gonna be so hard for Argonauts. So let's hope they kept those specialists alive.
Yeah, absolutely. Normally, Wolf Silent on the Flamers, they are protecting him really, really well, and he's able to do so much work. We can see all the javelins sitting on the B tower.
Yeah, far left side. Far left side. They have a good attack in here, and they also have those backpipers.
How funny is that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a buff for the javelins. They deal too much damage. I mean, Argonauts are still not using a trap to just stay back. They have plenty
amount. They're just using the Scorpio there, I think. They may be able to kill a couple.
I don't think it's gonna do much of a difference, to be honest.
It's really close to going down.
Yeah, just interrupt them. They are not focusing on killing them. So this is the problem. They already lost the siege tower.
Yeah, exactly. They gotta keep repeating this though. Like, they still got 2 towers, and the battering ram is, of course, getting late as well. I mean, 6 muskets and the longbow. So if the battering ram also doesn't get there, then suddenly it's gonna be a really hard game for Argonauts. You can already see the Imperial Spear Guards together with the Varangians sitting at the gates or at the siege towers, and then what you gonna do?
I mean, what I think about this attack is maybe somehow landing the far left side siege tower, and then they can rotate between those towers and trap, have some good rotation traps to their like running path. This is the only way, I think. And already Excalibur lost his serfs, only 5 of the serfs alive. So Wolf Silent went there to push the tower. Another Martellatory here. But still,
Gate destroyed though, that's really good. Yeah, they were able to protect the battering ram with the triple Imperial Spear Guard actually, which was...
I think it's a decent trap.
Yeah,
they killed some javelins in here. But they are still shooting at the siege tower.
Yeah, they're still trying to go for the siege tower. But I think that Argonauts are just gonna ignore the tower for now and just going to try and
Yeah, they
get
are going
fighting.
for
I
the
mean,
middle side, and Odin's
yeah.
Legion still have some heroes at the far left side. If they have a
Exactly.
push right now,
Yeah. Right
can
now,
be interesting. They have to rotate
yeah,
if they
exactly.
have
Right
to
now
rotate
it's
here.
15 versus 11 for in favor of Argonautes if they're able to start fighting. Ooh, Social Zippy
Oh.
picking up a nice kill there against Mother Break
Oh.
though.
I mean, Odin's Legion still have 5 heroes at the far left side, but Argonauts have 2 heroes. They still have the hero advantage at middle side,
Yep.
but they are not fully committing right now. You see, they are a little bit of
Yeah, they're
rotating right now.
definitely a bit scared. Yeah. In the
Oh, they
gate you
messed
can.
up.
Oh, that's a bad trap though.
Yeah, they messed up.
Oh, it's gonna go down. Yeah, it's gonna go down. Oof, that was really close for the battering ram for the B tower there.
Yeah, it's a bad trap, but they bounced back with
Yep.
getting some hero kills
Exactly.
at least. Odin's Legion still have some heroes staying at the far left
Yeah.
side.
Yeah. So
Oh, they are
still.
going down. Oh, they are replenishing their units. They will be here, I think, for a lot.
Yeah, nice pick.
Or maybe I am wrong. Oh,
No,
no,
The attack's not losing any. Oh, alright, siege tower. They're trying to get some.
Mist is still waiting at the far left side. Their units at the supply, but okay, Pintero, I think he's calling the javelins right here, right through the A. I think I'm trying to see his position.
Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like the B tower is not going to get pushed anymore. Only Camel's sitting at the gate right now from the Travis, so it's not an easy way to get through there. But if
Yeah, Argonauts pretty much ignored the far left side siege tower. They are not
yeah,
focused.
absolutely.
They are not trying to
They're
push
just
it.
saying, alright, skip it. We're not gonna get that one. You can still see the javelins going up, and javelins are going to be really effective to keep.
Look at that. They
the
are still
tower as
bringing
well.
the javelins. Yeah, they are still bringing the javelins.
Alright, they're going for the gate. So they're gonna
Oh, they are pushing the gate. Well, it's
yeah,
just a
they're
fast
probably
push.
gonna
If they
try
push
and
fast,
wipe the gate here.
that's just a push with the monks.
Oh,
They bring
then,
enough units, they can
yeah,
try.
but then with the Sculling. Alright, nice. Okay, so they cleared the camels. That's a
Oh.
good job. Didn't lose that many.
They also had some javelin throws from on top of the wall
So-
to the gate.
This allows them to actually keep rotating. Oh, Drayton. Oh, they bring out the Chevaliers though right away.
So they are using their
Strong push
musket
here.
advantage, and yeah, they are Argonauts pushing. Let's see what happens. Oh, Kiel also looking for a flame to kill those Imperial Shield Guards, and
Wolf Silent
yeah.
with the Stiffenari. He's getting in there. He's really using his flames really well. I think Jefflin
but the
throws
thing is,
aside.
Akabuk's javelins are firing at the siege tower, so I think they killed some specials. Look at that! All this Legion wiped them. Though you see the positions of the
The flames are
javelins.
gone though. Looks like it's an absolute wipe from Odin's Legion. They destroyed Argonautes right now.
Yeah, the javelins helped a lot. I mean, when they tried to push from the siege tower,
Mm-hmm.
the left side with the jevs did some work, I think.
Yeah. Oh.
Akabuk.
I don't know if you saw that one, but Drouch actually got destroyed by Pustoy or by Drayton at the B side supply. He was trying to go around with the Assassins against the Chevaliers, but he just got wiped there. So Argonauts need to get a different approach, and remember they have like a full setup of Kev. That's not gonna do much when they want to fight on the walls.
Drayton is with the Chevs actually from the B supply. I
Yep.
don't know what he's gonna do next.
Yeah.
Shield Maidens at the far left side as well. They are trying to climb with the heroes as well.
Yeah, they're just trying to climb and see if they can get to that B location because they need to. Ooh.
No, units are not climbing it. They are just climbing with the heroes.
Advidru jumping down.
But
13
I mean, Odin's Legion may be a little slow. Maybe they are confident in themselves.
Oh, I mean, look at Drayton. He's picking up kills left and right with the chefs. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah,
Still strong unit, I guess.
it's definitely nice to see him back for Odin's Legion. He's popping off right now. Okay, Odin's Legion also rotating to the far left side actually. Oh,
Yeah.
a trap from Alder coming. Let's see. Oh,
Yeah, it's only 4
oh,
minutes.
Odin's
by the
Legion
way.
predicted for it actually. They stopped at first.
Yep.
Ah, but they still got hit.
Yeah,
I mean,
Argonauts are trying to spread them out. They're trying to go left, trying to go right. Just using the heroes though, like not even the units. Tower may actually get there this time, so that would give them most likely like 3 minutes to play with all the siege towers, and they need to get A or B within those 3 minutes.
X-Raiders all in the main gate. They're trying to do something, but yeah, it's just a bad commit actually.
Yeah, looks
The
like
monks
they're
are gonna
lose
die
the
as well.
Dollar breaks and also.
Oh, they
good threats.
finally landed the left side tower. They are making a quick rotation from here. They
Yeah,
had
yeah.
Jevs and Shield Maidens. Let's see what they also bring. They are bringing Zicalians, they are bringing Sifos and another set of shield maidens. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, they need
Oh,
to
they are
win
pushing
this.
to Akabuk right now. Let's see what they can do.
That's all. They even
Yeah, they are.
bring
Oh,
more
Akabuk
javelins,
got the
I
kill.
think.
Akabuk got the kill. This is kind of sad. I mean, yeah, Odin's Legion pretty much.
Yeah, they're on the wall.
but-
Alright, so if Argonautes can get this flank going, that would be really good for them. The trap, not that
Oh,
good probably.
Akabuk almost got it. Akabuk almost got it.
Right,
It was
full fight now. We're going for A as well. Argonautes actually not stopped at the gate, so that's pretty important. So they're able
yeah,
to start fighting there. X-Raiders are gonna go in the back. We're gonna watch two fights. Also going for B with all the caps. So Argonautes just pulling all the plugs. They're gonna go for everything here.
So they don't have a flank right now at this moment. Akabuk is dead, so no flank for them.
Argonauts won the fight on the walls, but I think they lost the fight on the A point.
So this is why they were able to push. There were no flank looking for their exotic side first. They were able to kill
Yep,
Akabuk.
absolutely right.
And then they are moving. Oh, Derevni trying to do something. Let's see if he kills the Zicalian side.
Yeah, it is still playable for Argonauts. Odin's Legion have
Yes,
lost
it
a
is,
lot.
but very limited time. And Pintero
Yeah,
coming
but a
from
nice-
B points.
Yeah, absolutely. But look at this.
If they defend A
really
point,
nice
it's
block
gonna
on the
be-
supply, but I don't know how much cav they have. Like, if there's too much cav
Oh.
right now for Argonauts, then they may not be able to get the A point.
Yeah, there's a commit for B point actually as well.
Yeah.
Suliang bringing the Hussars.
And may need to get the B point. They also got a supply over there, so that's really good for them. We're gonna
I mean, it's
focus
not
on the B
looking
point
good
right
actually.
now.
I mean, I think the heroes in A point gonna gain Odin's Legion enough time to come back.
Only 1.5 minutes left. I mean, the Fort Watcher braced on the point, trying to fight the monks pinch row against Excalibur.
Yeah, this is pretty much impossible from this point.
Yeah, I think so.
Suliang trying to
The
do
B
some
point looks
cheese play, but
impossible. How
I don't
about
know.
the A point?
Oh,
it's
maybe
very
that's
close.
enough. They
Ooh.
still have monks. Oh, that's a nice charge. Oh no, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, the
Monks
cav
were
is
not
coming in
allowed.
though. There's a lot of cav coming in from Argonautes right now, but also from Odin's. If they can wipe B point, they only need how much? Like 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Ooh, camels. Yeah, here comes camels from Suliang. That's going to be important. MSR also on the way. Suliang. need
Camels
to
are
get
at
on
the
there.
back actually.
Ooh, I
If they,
think the camels are not breaking the point. That's not good.
yeah, camels should be inside the point if they want to be,
Exactly.
if they have to be effective.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, right, he's moving in right now. They're capping a little bit. It's gonna be so close.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Okay, they are getting some hero kills. Oh, Chev coming, Chev coming.
Yeah,
Challenge
the
is
chefs are
coming.
coming. They're gonna wipe this.
Oh, it's a nice trap. If the trap hits on point to the fortress,
20
it's gonna be
seconds.
very
They need to
effective.
wipe it in 10 seconds. I
Oh,
don't think they're gonna be able to do
effective.
it. They can just keep jumping on a point right now.
No, it was a nice try actually.
Definitely a nice try. Odin's Legion finally starting to wipe it. Another trap is gonna go in, but that's not gonna be enough. Mala break coming in with the Dagger Axe Lances. We got so many caps sitting on the point right now that small mistakes here and there, but Argonaut is finally able to get through, but not enough. Odin's Legion getting the first game here. Woo! That was crazy, mate. That was crazy. Oh, I'm already excited for the next one. Odin's Legion holding the
told you.
defense. Impressive.
I mean, look at Dan. Look at also Drayton. Oh, Drayton seemed very good at the beginning, but no, he didn't do that much. He just stayed here.
Yeah, he kept picking up the kills at the back at the B
Yeah.
side, and then he just kept
I thought
rotating.
he
I
was gonna
think.
be. Yeah, I thought he was gonna be in top spot. Yeah, Derevni is MVP. Betraves comes from the second point as well. 6 kills, 8 assists. Betraves had a good.
Yep.
Kill
Excalibur had a really good
KDA
game,
actually.
and Wolf Silent also quite a good game with the Flamers and the Zegalian, both of those sitting at the top. But you could see that at some moments the Zegalian and the Flamers from Argonauts were able to get it going, but then they got killed at somewhere. If you look at the graph also, first fight, Odin's Legion stomped Argonauts. Second fight it was pretty even, and then the
Yeah,
last
because
one
of the
Argonauts
javelins.
were winning, but it was not enough.
I mean, because of the javelins. I mean,
Yep.
Odin's pretty much used the javelins effectively. Like I said, Argonauts was pushing from the middle towers, and Akabuk's jevs were waiting from here. I mean, those jevs from the left corner created a very good pressure for Odin's Legion, and then they wiped pretty much. I think at that point Akabuk killed some specialists. I didn't check. I'm sorry if you are still at the screen. I think he killed some specialists from that point. Did he kill?
Say again?
No, nothing. I'm just saying, like,
Ah, okay. I missed it, so I wasn't sure what you were saying.
I mean, I was just asking. I think Akabuk with the Jevs, he killed some specialists
Mm.
at Argonaut's first push. Did he kill though? I didn't check. I just left
Yeah.
the screen so fast.
I see.
But anyway, Odin's Legion, like I said, I expected them to defend the A point
Yeah, absolutely. But
and
we
the
also
wall.
expected
They did
Argonautes
it.
to actually get the attack, and I think they were surprised by the A defense. They weren't really ready for it
I mean,
after all.
if you have the Imperial Spear God, that's it. You can easily defend
Mhm.
the point, defend wall. Like it's a very good defense unit actually. Like the whole meaning, the whole purpose of that unit is defending. You just put on them on that. Use some jevs. I mean, Odin's Legion used the jevs very good.
Yep,
They
absolutely.
got the, and I think they also, like I said, I told you before the match, Odin's Legion knows how to fight against the specialist units. They pretty much destroyed the specialist, all the specialist units Argonauts have. And I think Argonauts didn't have that much specialists.
No, not at all, I think.
Yeah, only two heroes. I think
Yeah,
only two heroes
their
had.
their specialists basically were the chevaliers, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you only have two heroes using specialists, you are gonna rely on them too much. But if the enemy team disables them, you pretty much have nothing. I expected them to have a third player, to have also, specialists, but it's kind of sad. But anyway, Odin's Legion were actually good at destroying their specialists. It's a good match, good performance from them.
Mhm.
I mean, at the end, I think this was just a desperate commit from Argonauts. It was a nice try, and their trap also hit the Forte Braccios coming from the supply. They got some kills from that
Mhm.
actually. I saw it, but I mean, it was ending. Like those guys didn't have much time. It was still a
Yep.
good commit actually.
Absolutely
It
good.
was a
Yeah,
nice
so
try.
let's talk
Didn't
about the
have-
next game. So Odin's Legion is gonna attack this time. Argonauts are gonna have to hold it. Would you expect another A defense now?
It's a close. I expect a close defense from Argonauts.
For sure. Eh?
Maybe if they defend, it's gonna be a close fight. But if Odin's Legion win, it's gonna be a one-sided match. Like I
Mhm.
said.
Yeah, I agree. I'm really wondering how good the mantle is for Argonauts right now. It's gonna be exciting. The lobby is up, by the way. You can join it as well.
I mean, they had a good
I
run at the
yeah.
beginning of the CBR, but now
Mhm.
it's sad to see them
Yeah, I
a
mean they
little
didn't
bit.
play bad. You could see how the first fight, of course, didn't go well for them. Trying to fight at the siege tower against the shields just not gonna work. We've seen that so many times, right? But then they
Yeah,
started to rotate. They started to use the heroes. Started to create some chaos. They went through the gate with the monks, destroyed the camels. They did all these little good things, and then they were able to actually make it really close. We were talking about, right, the B point at the very end. They almost got it, almost able to get it. Just not enough like coordination to get all the cav on at the same time at the B point, and then also small mistakes like the camels not braced on the point, but just outside of the point. Just little mistakes, I think, that made Argonauts lose at the end, even though Odin's Legion were having such a smart and outsmarted draft.
yeah, they pretty much let the javelins do the work. I mean,
Yeah.
Argonauts should have you know, found a solution for those javelins they're gonna use, because in this map, it's so easy to use jevs. It's so easy to use shields. It's so easy to counter their pushes. You have to be very good at rotations. You have to find a solution for those jabs, etc.,
Mm-hmm.
etc. I mean, it's up to the bans actually. Just banning the new cav doesn't make you get away
Mm-hmm.
from its power. You still have monks. Yeah, you may not have the cav actually, but they have the monks. Monks is still good. That's a very good unit.
Exactly. Oof. Alright, so let's find out if we are about to get ready. So we're waiting for Ragnarok this time.
What you are laughing at?
Oh, that Spencer, he just betted everything at Odin's Legion. He did it last game as well, so he's trying to get all the points here.
I mean, I betted on our team as well when we fought against Norwegians. If we
Yeah,
won the
you lost
defense,
your
I would
points
get
there
some
probably.
points as well. Yeah, I would get some points if we won the defense. But anyway,
All right, everyone is gonna get some points for the last game, so we'll see. We'll see
okay,
who's going to get out with as many points as he possibly can.
okay, okay. Odin's Legion still has three people.
Yeah, we're still waiting for a few.
Yeah, yeah. Three. We are waiting for three people.
Alright. I like it. Yeah, so I think we talked before the match about like how Argonautes is really a team. They don't they don't have standout players like we have an Legion with like Social Hippie, Turbo Soft, then like so many players in a row. But then we do have really good specialist players, I think, in Argonautes with Excalibur and Wolf Silent, who are just getting protected by the team so well that is how they find success. Last game where they were forced to split up, I think it's really hard for the team that is Argonautes right now.
I mean, yes, they have two. I mean, they have two good specialist users. But like I said, Odin's Legion has been a good team against the specialists, and they pretty much showed it in the attack. They pretty much didn't let Argonauts use their, you know, specialist like properly. I mean, there was a one push. They were able to kill Akabuk, the flanking player, and then their flank was safe, and they were focusing on the front. They were fighting on the front, but it wasn't still enough. Odin's Legion found a way to wipe that push actually. I mean, in this map, having different pushes is not good personally.
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a second, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ah, like I said, have, pushing from different angles at the same time is not a good move for me actually. I mean,
Mm.
you can bait them to come at place that you wanted actually, and then you can rotate. You can do a fully rotate to a 1 point to gain advantage because as a defender you have to defend different sites to uh, like you're not gonna be 15 at 1 point one side. You'll be like 3 5 at different sites
Yeah,
trying to
exactly.
defend. I mean, Odin's Legion were waiting at the far left side with 5 people for a while. I mean,
Mm.
Argonautes had to use it. It's gonna be a while for Odin's Legion to come from far left side. You could do a easy rotation.
Mm-hmm.
You can gain a space, or you can go to the far left side to fight 5 men. While you are going to the far left side, you can also use a trap. Rotate trap. This is how you can deal with the teams that they are defending the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
With the help of trap, you will, get to some space
Yeah.
to push.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
to have a-
So, alright, so we're gonna start a game. We're gonna find out if they are able to defend the A point as well as Argonautes, or if Orange Legion managed to find a way. Like you said, just rotating on the wall. I think finding the traps is really one of the best ways probably to break up the defense there. But it's gonna be hard, that's for sure. Last game of the day, so round 5, game 2. Orange Legion on the attack, Argonautes sitting on the defense. Let's see if we can make out where Argonautes are going to defend, depending on the unit choices here. Again, the Chevaliers, by the way, coming in from Drayton as well, so Drayton definitely one of the guys.
Still the same stuff. I mean, only Excalibur and Wolf Silent having the specialist units.
Yep, exactly. And we do see a lot of Cav on the side of Argonautes, so I don't expect them to defend the A point here. They got quite a few Outriders, by the way. That's an interesting choice.
Oh, I get what they want to do. I mean, they want to the inside area. Maybe they will try to defend the inside area or the uh, gate push just to slow them down. Yeah, I mean, yes, they have two Outriders. Maybe they can try to defend the inside area when they capture A. They may try to defend B point and the inside area.
Yeah, maybe.
Not the walls, maybe,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
But the thing is, Odin's Legion have a decent distribution of specialists. I mean, yes, two people have the same setup as Argo specialists have. Like they had one melee, one Sifo and Zikalian, but the other players have a Zikalian as well. If something wrong happens for them, they have a backup plan. But Argonauts fully relying on those two players. This is gonna be a problem for them in this match. Like I said, if Odin's Legion make a full just a hero push, imagine. If they make a hero push to the specialist, it's done. They don't have a specialist anymore. But Odin's Legion, they still are comfortable with their specialists. Yeah, they have only two Sifos from what I saw, but they have some Kokos as well. So they are definitely have the specialist advantage.
Yeah, we got
Against Argonauts.
Turbo Swap with the Sicalian and the Flames. We got Drayton with Sicalian and the Chevaliers. Looks like the units from Argonautes are moving back, by the way, so we're not gonna get an A defense, I think. And then let's see what else we got. Then also sitting on Sicalian and Flamer. So definitely, like you said, quite a few, especially.
Yeah, they definitely have more Zicalians than Argonauts.
And also, I want to point out Odin's Legion really making use of the Imperial Spear Guard and the Ferengian combination, as Giraffe is getting picked up here a little bit too quick.
I don't think Odin's Legion might mind those deaths.
Yeah,
They are still gonna regroup. They are gonna regroup somehow.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Dying that early is kind of sad. Yeah, dying that early is kind of sad. But anyway, they will still find a way to get the A point, I think.
Yep.
Okay, Argonauts is just waiting with 3 heroes at the far left side. Odin Legion pushing the far left tower as well. They have a Varangian sitting at near the walls.
Just trying to protect the tower, probably. All the artillery already destroyed.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's not gonna work. Only Excalibur is trying to shoot, kill the Martes. And I mean,
there's 18 left though, so if he gets 5 more, then
yeah, and they don't have a javelin or artillery left to shoot at it. So I think they are pretty much gonna, land the far left side siege tower.
yeah, exactly.
But only if
Toy gets
Argonaut.
Zuliang. Oh, longbow v longbow, 1v1. Just gonna point out that one. He's also
Yeah,
gonna
Argonauts
take on
gonna
Rouse as well. Oh,
I mean, Argonauts gonna let them push the left side tower because they already have backup. They had
Yeah,
shield
so-
maidens, etc., etc.
Yeah.
They are just gonna.
left tower is gonna be there, so let's see if Argonaut or if Odin's Legion wants to go to the tower there. Battering ram also reaching, so the gate is down as well. So everything is set up, and we can still see Argonaut sticking around inside the city. You might be right that maybe they will defend basically the gate and B point and just not allow them to go down.
Yeah, they are still waiting in the inside area. They are not pulling back to base.
Yeah.
But
So
they may try it. Like I said, they may try this because I think they are gonna bring their outriders right now.
The camels
Oh,
to the gate
yeah, yeah.
though. Big mistake
camels
there.
in the gate,
Oh, look
but-
at all the heroes jumping down.
It doesn't matter. They will lose the camel. They're
Yeah,
gonna
exactly.
kill
They will, like you said, killing Pinto first though. I mean, if they lose the monks, that's not a good trade for. Really good
But,
backup there. Quick response from Argonauts, almost making it look like it was a bait.
Yeah, that was unexpected. I mean, I expected Odins to kill the camels fast and
Yeah.
fall back. Argonauts had a good answer for that. It's a nice exchange from Argonauts actually.
Yeah. I mean, they only have 3 camels left. They may be losing those as well, but they also took out the monks, so that's pretty important. But I think the camels may be more important than the monks right now.
They have Argonauts has a hussar, hussar waiting for a flank. Maestan has his hussar in the open.
I'm just gonna remind you that Argonauts did this during, I think it was
On guard match, I
against
think.
On guard as well before. Yeah.
Yeah, I told you. We talked about it. Like I said, they may do it. Pongard had more units during the last pushes, but
Yeah.
Argonauts didn't back down, and they still defended
Yep.
the match, even when they had lower units.
Yeah, so let's see if they can
units
actually
than
do it again. I mean, the Zicalian and the longbow having the high ground, that's gonna help out Odin's Legion here. But if Wolf's Silent can get his flamers in position, Excalibur also with his Zicalian, if they can get those in position, it's gonna be really hard to go down. Those Zicalians just not reaching.
They
They got him. Yeah, they got
Argonauts,
7 of the Excalibur Zicalian.
yeah, only 2 Zicalians alive from what I see. Yeah, I'm trying to see.
When
Yeah,
they
only
also
2.
got 1
I only see
flamer.
2 Zicalians.
Oh, 4 left. Yep.
Oh, 4 left. And Pustoy I think killed one. Pustoy
Yep.
still trying to see, but now he fell back. Okay, and a gate push from Vetorm and Pintero as well. They are waiting in the gate.
Ooh, Adridu killing Clover Drogo, and he's going down to the bottom of the score list.
Yeah, Odin's pretty much trying to figure out what they're gonna do.
Yep.
But it's a nice play from them.
Ooh,
They
this
took
trap.
care of.
Is he
They
gonna
took
hit?
care
If it
of
hits, it's gonna
the.
be so big.
Yeah, I think they saw it. Wait,
Ooh.
why?
Wolf Silent
Yeah.
losing another. It's only 4 flamers left now.
I mean, it's sad. Like I said,
Boy, he's putting
only
on
one
good
more play
performance.
like this, and Argonautes will not have a proper set of specialists. It's
Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
sad. I mean, they will have another set of
Another trap,
Sifo
yeah.
and Zicalians, but other than that, oh, it's a nice trap.
Oh,
That's
and,
a clean trap.
another flamer lost. And Pustoy is looking out for those. Only 1 Zicalian, 3 flamers left. They're
Wolf Silent has
slowly
only
getting all of them.
Wolf Silent only has 3 Sifos left right now.
I don't think the outright is just not really effective right now. Look at the time, it's 9 minutes. Otis Legion just playing around, and Pustoy, he's having the game of his life, mate. Just keeps going for those. Look how far back Argonautes have to play. I mean, they can just keep doing this. They got 12 traps, they've only used 3.
Yeah, they are just pretty much trying to focus on the specials.
Ooh, and Kill, he might
I mean,
be going down.
they've been pretty good at executing it so far.
Mhm,
Okay, they
yeah.
are pushing through the supply right now. Oxygen trying to
Rock and
push.
definitely are getting in there. Pintro as well. They're bringing in the Kev now. Camels going inside the city.
Yeah, I
Ooh,
think
look at it.
they seen
Yeah,
the.
yeah, they're going for it. Here they go. Argonauts are too far away. They cannot bring the flamers in position, I think.
Oh, also, Degrax coming from the middle as well.
Yep. Trap is dodged. Ooh, Odin's Legion really fast on the trigger all of a sudden.
That's a nice commit from them. Like I said,
Yep.
Argonauts didn't have enough specialists for this one. So yeah, pretty much
Really good.
they have no other option.
Yep. This is going so fast all of a sudden. Argonauts have to pull back real quickly. Wolf Silent only having 1 flamer left. Excalibur is gonna have to bring his out, but Excalibur just dying. So his flamers are not going to be anywhere close to the fight if Odin's Legion decide to keep pushing. Woof! That was quick. That was really, really good from Odin's.
That's a nice place for
Yep.
actually Odin's Legion. Like I said, Argonauts got caught to this push very unprepared. And now Odin's Legion didn't even lose units. They had like 985 around that, and they have 966. But Argonauts have lost like around at least 150 units, I think.
Yeah, and also a really good quality unit as well.
Yeah, they lost pretty much every specialist at that moment they have. And now they are trying to stay in the trap safe zone. But Odin's Legion have the, specialist advantage. If they get to a point, where they can throw the bombs or use their force at those units at the trap safe area, it's not gonna mean anything.
No.
And they will still have the traps to use at certain places.
Definitely.
I think.
Meanwhile, Argonauts are also picking up some kills, so they're still playing aggressive. They're still trying to get the fights that they have in it. They need to find some ways to get kills. I mean, look at where Pustoy is once again. He keeps looking for the for a specialist. He's just playing insanely this match. Ooh, fight though, fight.
Oh, okay.
Adridu is getting grabbed here.
They are breaking Varangias. Oh, they are making a full
this
push
trap
from
may
here,
be
I think.
huge.
Yeah, they brought the specialists here as well. Yeah, this is gonna be a full commit from Odin's Legion.
Excalibur's flamers are there. Where are they? Only 4 flamers left.
Let's see what they do. Oh, Arco Freebus looking for the specialists. Oh, they pretty much took care of the specialists right now.
Yeah, they can kill all of those. Clever Dragon's flame. Alright, Excalibur.
Oh, I trap. If they hold enough to.
They will push further. Alright, nice Ikali intro. So Argonauts is winning the fight at the top eventually, but they lost the flamers for it. Odin's Legion are going to push down there. Drows with the Sashashins trying to get in there.
I mean, they won the.
Ooh, look at Hussars. For the Watcher braced? Yes, they are braced.
Yeah, they took care of the Cav. I I mean, Argo did very fine at that wall push actually, but now Odin's Legion have a very good stack of units, and Pustoy coming with the Liaos as well. Pintero coming with the monks as well. It's pretty much impossible for Argonauts to defend right now. I mean, even Odin's Legion have lower heroes than them. Like they had 11 alive. Argos have 13 alive, but their effectiveness is still high.
Absolutely.
They are still killing heroes. Look at that. They were.
Trap again. Good trap, I think.
Oh, they took care of the monastic as well. Yeah, the monastic pretty much did nothing right now, but they still have monks in the base point. Maybe they can do something with that.
Yeah, the fight is still close. I mean, ooh, good flamers there. But I think the flamers are gonna get killed by the heroes. Adudu and Emissaries.
No, they are still alive. They are pretty much still alive.
Ooh, good charge there. That's gonna wipe quite a few units, but not the heroes, I think.
Some couple monks of Argonauts inside the base point still. I mean, they are still holding on, but
definitely.
I mean, Argos only have 8 heroes, and look at that FPS fights.
Yeah, Argonauts just don't have the anti-cap right now. They got the monks, they got the McMirmerland, but here comes the Dagger Excellence from Shoshi's Hippie.
Also the supply is blocked.
Ooh, look at the flamers.
Also the supply is blocked.
Yeah,
I mean, FPS
also
fight
getting
still staying alive. FPS fight is still staying alive. They cannot kill him.
Drayton once again got the chefs. The chefs are just gonna destroy the heroes so quickly. More caps gonna come in, no anti-cap from Argonauts. This may very well be GG, Faust. This may be GG, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Aldur also bringing the Siphos, but I mean, that's not enough. Wait, what is happening? Argo got some kills out of nowhere.
Yeah. For some, they managed to get through somehow. What happened?
I mean, some Hussars were inside the point. They cleared it as well. Now they are capturing the point. But Draj and his...
Yeah, the Chevaliers were wiped in the end there. I think by Mana Break, probably his Cav came in from the back.
The X-Raiders are also doing the work right now. Look at that.
Draj
doing the work now. This might be a retake from Argonauts actually.
Yeah, it actually is.
Odin's Legion used everything they had at the push. Oh, that's a nice cleanup. If they clean up enough for the remaining units, Argo will have, lower the disadvantage of the units. I mean, you also shouldn't forget Odin's Legion also have some serfs, I think, to push. I didn't check it, but yeah, I think they had some.
Yeah, they have the same amount of serfs right now, so both have around 150 serfs. So
I mean, I was expecting a close defense from Argonauts actually.
Yeah,
so
I'm really surprised. I think Mana Break with his Cav was able to actually clean out the Chevalier retinue unit at the back, and then also the Flamers.
I mean, FTS Light did very good by blocking the supply. He almost captured it as well. But yeah, Odin's Legion weren't able to get the jump done. It's kind of sad. They could have easily finished it with this push. But now Argonauts regrouped with 14 heroes. Odin's Legion still have 10 heroes alive. They are waiting for the other guys. Okay, they are not 12 now. I'm seeing Zikalians, monks, Dagger X Lancers again. Some couple monks as well. One anti-cav.
They also got the chefs once again, so that will be useful in killing all the heroes.
Yeah.
I wonder where they're going now.
Main gate.
They
are waiting in the main gate now.
I have to go around and get. Oh, actually.
I mean, Wolf Silence sees them.
Going down. Yeah.
So they definitely. Oh, wait. Oh, they are committing to that push. Main gate push.
Are they?
They are committing to that. Yeah, they have some.
They are outnumbered, but they have the unit advantages.
Oh,
can they get in there though?
I mean, there was a Dagger X Lancer flank from Odin's Legion, but Argonauts had the Camel Lancer.
Yeah, Mist was able to get in the back there. He still is there, but he's dying right now. Camel's still sitting there, so Dagger X Lancer not going anywhere. Nice push.
But this time, this time they had a great stack right now. They are not
they have so
jumping
many moves right now. They're just slowly pushing through all of this.
And look at that, the specialists are still doing the work. Only Denetax looking for the specialists right now.
Yeah.
They pretty much destroyed Argonauts. I don't know why they are ignoring their own specialists, but anyway, they got the maximum.
Just steamrolling Argonauts right now. This is pretty impressive.
I mean, they pretty much got what they wanted from their own specialists.
Yeah.
They're very good.
Looks like they had the stronger units here. They had the stronger setup as well, and they are very decisive.
Our team is about to capture the
So a wipe here all of a sudden. Supplies captured. Only 2 alive from Argonautes, but they are nowhere to be found.
Like I said,
0 alive.
Odin's Legion had better, specialist
Yeah.
users. They pretty
GG.
much showed it. Look at that. At the last push, they destroyed Argonauts with
Yeah.
their coconut throws.
Absolutely. Odin's Legion taking it 2-0. What a game. That was pretty nuts, mate.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice effort from Oriator, Arkoflipas, and Maestan, but it wasn't enough. They did good at the base retake at first, but Odin's Legion had better moments. They played their specialists better. They had more specialists than Argonauts. Argonauts had very limited amount of specialists.
Yeah, and
This
they were also
actually
picked off so many
affected their
times, right? I mean, all the
yeah.
Flamers and the Zekalian got killed by traps or by Pustoy.
Yeah.
I mean, Pustoy, highest level, look at him, 8 hero kills. He got the first kill already, and then he just kept doing so well. I think he got the first kill.
One-sided. It's a one-sided defense for Odin's Legion. They pretty much destroyed Argonauts in the defense. Attack side, it was ups and downs actually. Like at one point, I was thinking about this maybe it. Argonauts maybe defend this one, but at the end they had better units. They were able to bring more specialists even at the last push. Argos had nothing to answer to that. I mean, that's a dominant victory.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at the kills, I mean, Argonauts definitely did really well, but in the end, they just lost too many of the specialists, I think, to really win the fights. I mean, I was so surprised they were actually able to come back. I think I'll have to watch back the games later, but it was probably I think Malabreak with the Dagger Axes who was able to still wipe the point and save it for Argonauts for a little bit, but they lost so much that they weren't able to get back in. Clapper Drogon, by the way, getting the MVP on the side of Odin's Legion. Actually not sitting at the bottom as Twitch chat was expecting, at the top instead, and Drayton doing so well on the Chevaliers. I like that we see the Chevaliers back, by the way, and missed Pustoy getting so many hero kills, really good job. On the other side, Oriator getting 94 though, Alcafeeble still doing well. But you can see Wolfsigned and Excalibur didn't have a good game. Normally they sit at the top of their team in the leaderboard, but this time all of their units got picked out by Odin's Legion one by one. Heroes really close, by the way. I mean, it's one wipe at the end that meant that Odin's in the end take the hero lead, but it was pretty even.